My parents, before I put stuff online, and my girlfriend at the time, Molly, I was in Hawaii with all three of them, and they kind of all jumped on me at dinner and said that they don't want me to put this stuff online. They were really against it because the thought was if it doesn't go well, it might impact my ability to get future jobs. The internet's permanent, the stuff's pretty racy material, etc. But as soon as I put stuff online, it blew up immediately. Like Ex-Boyfriend made it to the front page of Reddit and got 1 million views in the first day. So it became like a very quick I told you so moment that I didn't have to wait very long for. So, and now everybody's completely like on board and they get why I'm meant to do this type of stuff. It's Dave, AKA Lil Dicky. You might know me as a professional rapper, although I'm certainly much more than that if we ever met in person. But right now, feel free to ask me anything as I'm doing an AMA. Thanks, Reddit. Well, I would probably pick someone that's no longer an option because that seems more advantageous than picking someone who's alive and potentially a possibility. So I'd probably pick Biggie because he's one of my favorites ever and it's just completely impossible to do a song with him at this point.
It's your boy LD, aka Young Man, aka the Independent Variable, aka the Original Pancake, aka White Jesus. Hey, what's going on, man? It's your boy LD, aka Firm Handshake.
It certainly varies. Sometimes something will come into my head on the spot. Sometimes I'll think of something as I'm walking down the street and write it down and say, I gotta use that for my next AKA. Or sometimes I'll take a half hour out of a day and just brainstorm AKAs and then pick the best ones. It really comes in different forms. I think Firm Handshake is my favorite one ever. I think it was the first one I ever thought of. Because I put Lion King out the first day with Ex-Boyfriend. That was the one I used in Lion King. And I just think it was literally the first time I ever did AKA anything, and it was Firm Handshake, and it was just so ridiculous and it felt so funny. And I think without having that first one feel so good, I might not have been tempted to do so many others later.
Grab a seat.
Thanks, I'm Dave, very nice to meet.
Dave, what it do? You can call me dog. Let me just check your sheet.
You know, I sent him the song. At this point, I'm at a point where my managers can reach out to anybody's managers. There's no artist that we can't at least get in front of in terms of speaking to their management. And then if it's a respectable product, that product will then go from management to artist. Artist will hear it, decide if they like it. In this case, he liked it, the idea of it and all that, and he did it. The first time I actually met Snoop was at the BET Celebrity All-Star Game. So I met him like on the court. It was great. He's like the nicest guy in the world. Really a larger than life figure and spirit. Super funny and talks to everybody. It was one of the coolest people I've ever been around. We didn't smoke any weed together because it was held at an indoor facility with like police and children were there. Typically by the time I go on the date, I've had the usual small banter talk in the app. I try to steer that conversation towards profession, and whenever they ask me what I do for a living, it's always great to say I'm a rapper, and they say, what, really? And then I'll send them a link. So by the time that I actually go on the date, they typically have seen some Lil Dicky, which certainly has to give me a leg up. You know, marketing, like what I learned in school didn't at all help me in terms of this, but I think what I got in school in terms of a degree got me a job at my advertising agency, and working in the ad agency just simply showed me how possible it was to create content very easily and cheaply. We had an in-house production wing at my agency. So every day I was seeing these like short little videos they churn out that looked amazing, that they did in 6 hours for no money, and I thought, I wonder if you can apply this technology to your crazy ideas. Other than that, I don't put much stock in the school work life contribution to my rap career. My relationship with my friends at this point is really no different than it was when I was working at an ad agency in San Francisco, because I was removed from all my East Coast friends living out in California anyways after college. I guess now I don't really socialize as much on a day-to-day level. Like, whereas before I was living with a lot of my good friends and we were like watching Sports Center at 9 p.m. every night. Now I don't really do that. But I see people more than I probably would have otherwise because I'm constantly touring the country and I've got friends in all these places. Like, I would never visit my friends in Colorado more than, I don't know, once every 2 years, just as like a normal dude. But now I'm going on tour and I'm in Colorado twice a year and I get to see people that I wouldn't see. So in a weird way, it's actually allowing me to see people more, but spend, the casual quality time less. So Pillow Talking isn't based off of one single true story, but there are definitely a few different conversations I've had over the course of my single life, being in bed with a girl, where I just realized that we kind of philosophically differed. Because you're just sitting there after you have sex and you end up talking and you end up learning a lot about the person. So it was based off of, I suppose, true experiences and conversations, but it wasn't one single night gone wrong the way the song is. First and foremost, you should know that your painting is hanging in my living room. So it's going to good use. Secondly, my style is constantly evolving as a rapper. I don't even know where it's going. All I know is that I hopefully plan on including a lot more of the rap game within my concepts in the future. I think the bigger I get, the more opportunities and windows will open up with producers or other rappers, and I think utilizing my concepts within the entire realm of hip-hop could be super interesting. As far as smoking weed together and getting too high, you must have completely misinterpreted my song Too High, because being too high is literally the last thing I want to be. I'm totally down to throw a high five at you though. And maybe smoke super casually. Oranges, the peeling process is a bit more cumbersome, and I think people are less inclined to eat the peels of an orange than they are an apple. They taste completely different, but at the end of the day, they're both circular fruits. I don't know. I don't really eat fruits. No, she didn't. You know what? The other day I was just thinking about how impressive our society is in terms of cereals. There are so many cereals, or is it just cereal? Maybe it's just cereal. No, it's cereals. There are so many cereals that blow me away. Like Frosted Flakes are amazing. Frosted Mini Wheats are incredible. Cinnamon Toast Crunch is unbelievable. Like, the textures are all amazing. Honeycombs, the honeycomb. I just think that we're so behind in so many areas of society, but the one place we're not is the cereal. And I don't think whoever's behind the cereal gets enough praise for that. So let me use this forum as an opportunity to thank cereal, and whoever's behind cereal. All that being said, I think I'd go with Kix. It really wasn't that difficult of a decision because I knew what had to be done. I knew that I had to pursue my dreams before anything. That element of going for music wasn't something that I regret, and it wasn't something that I debated, really. Because, even if it was me and Molly aren't going to get married at this point, but even if it was my absolute soulmate at the time, I don't think I would have been able to put her in front of me accomplishing my dreams. So the decision wasn't the difficult part, it was living with the realities of the outcome. Oh man, there are so many. But the one that comes into my mind is, I'm watching TV in my parents' room, on my mom's and dad's bed. There's only cable in their room when I grew up. I don't know why, but there was only cable in their room, so I was forced to watch TV on their bed. And I was in my boxers and nothing else but my boxers. And my mom walked in and said, "Dave, you're open." I said, "What?" You know, not thinking at all about what she was talking about. And rather than saying, you know, the flap in your underwear is open and your penis is exposed, she decided to just simply use her hands and close the flap herself. And like walked away as if nothing had occurred. I've actually never talked about that, like with her, because it's ridiculous. I don't think she remembers it, but it was like a horrifying moment in my life. Like that was the worst day of my life, I think. Well, that was something, huh? A lot of laughs, a lot of fun. I'll see you guys the next time. Thank you for all the support. Honestly, Reddit, like, you've really launched my career. I'll always owe you for that, and I'll always be a supporter of you guys. So thank you guys for caring about me, and I in turn care about you. See ya.